little bit.
Result, junk food should be taxed. If we don't tax junk food, people will get fat. And don't sugarcoat it, you'll eat that too. Plus, it will encourage people to eat right. Argument number one. Some chemicals in food can affect you or your child. Like when you're pregnant, drinking wine is dangerous, and some chemicals in some foods are dangerous for your child. They can make them, can have them birth defects or like brain defects when they're born. Argument number two. If you want to be overweight, that's okay, but one thing's for sure, you want your child to be healthy and live a long life, and it comes down to what you feed them. So you want your child to have a long life.
Resolve. Junk food should not be taxed. The decisions you make are a choice of values that reflect your life in every way. Alice Waters. Proponents of an American nanny state have a plan to improve our health by taxing sugar and junk food, so we'll eat less of it. Argument 1. Fruit and vegetables have risen since 1990. Instead of raising the healthy food, why don't we just lower them, or just raise both of them so it's not making a big deal out of the junk food? We're making the fruits and vegetables more expensive because we have to pre-wash them and we have to bag them. Argument 2. The nanny state promises to spend our money that goes for the taxes for new gyms and higher and better equipment. How can we be sure that they will use our money for that?
Opening. Resolve. Junk food should be taxed as for consumers. Over 30% of the population in America is obese. Since the 1980s, sugar in food has increased, which has caused the amount of childhood obesity to increase. What has caused this is the kids they will watch commercials that have bright colors and cartoons, and kids are attracted to these. So the producers will do these things to the foods, and kids will want to go out, eat those, and when they eat those, they will start getting bigger. Taxes on junk food will help people not want to buy them as much. So when they don't buy them, it'll help prevent health problems. Some of the health problems that they can help prevent is diabetes. With diabetes, it's a lifelong thing. When you get diabetes, you can't get rid of it. Diabetes can cause problems with high cholesterol, high blood sugar, and my grandma's had diabetes for the past 15 years, and every day she has to take 4 shots and at least 6 pills to try to control it.
Resolved. Junk food should not be taxed. Robert E. Lee says, I have been up to see Congress, and they don't seem able to do anything except eat peanuts and chew tobacco while my army is starving. He understood what practice what you preach means, because obviously if the government's not going to practice what they say to us and they just don't follow it, they can get in serious trouble for that, and it doesn't set a very good example for them. My first argument is not everyone can afford good food, because as my partner said, they've been raising the healthy food prices since the 1990s, and that doesn't help the cause at all, because people that are homeless and people that don't have enough money to do other fun things obviously can't afford to buy all the other fruits and vegetables that they could get. My second argument is junk food isn't necessarily like pop and all that too. So for say we're talking about 97-cent Snicker bars at the store. Those only have 215 calories in them, but if you're comparing them to a Big Mac at McDonald's, they're 563 calories. And junk food doesn't necessarily make you fat. It's just how you gain your calories, and if you burn them off, you don't get fat, so it's not obesity.
Okay, at this time, I want you to talk with your partner about your rebuttal and closing, and then we'll start in 1 minute. All right, time's up. We are starting with the con side first. So, Con, go ahead and give us your rebuttal and your closing. Listen carefully, audience.
Okay, as one of my opponents said, if you eat lots of junk food, as saying sugar coating it would make you want to eat it. Obviously, some people would want to eat something that's covered in sugar, but that won't necessarily make you obese, because if you use, like, well, for say you want to have a healthy lifestyle, you can have bad food for you, but the thing is, the reason they make food is so it like pushes you to exercise more. And if you do exercise, it won't hurt you, because I know people that will eat junk food, and for say my aunt, she's anorexic because she's scared to eat junk food, and so whenever we're at my grandma's and she makes cookies and stuff, she won't eat them because she's scared that she's gonna get overweight, and she doesn't want to exercise because it makes her look weak compared to other people. And my closing is, junk food should not be taxed, so homeless and poor people can get nutrition and everyone can have food. And I have a quote by Valerie Bertinelli, and she says, happiness is a choice. You can choose to be happy. There's going to be stress in life, but it's your choice whether you let it affect you or not.
My rebuttal is, as my opponent said, that junk food is cheaper than health food. It just depends on where you go to buy your health food. Like Aldi's, they have higher priced things. But going to Walmart, not all of their stuff is high priced for health foods. In my closing, I have a quote from George Shaw. Progress is impossible without change. If we don't put a tax on junk food, how will we lower the obesity rate? We are the second highest obese country in the world.
Rebuttal. There's still going to be junk food out there that we want to eat. And like my opponent said, diabetes and high blood pressure. It's not your guys' choice what we eat. It's not like the government's. It's our own choices. And if we want to eat what we want to eat, then we can eat it. We just have to know that we have to work out and lose that weight. And I would like to end my closing with a quote. Only you can control your future. And that's by Dr. Seuss. And I think that's a good one because it's your choice what you eat.
Rebuttal. Some people, it's hard to work out because they've eaten so much junk food that they can barely walk, that they have back pain, and they need to use canes, and they have diabetes, and it's not always the most funnest thing for them to live. Closing. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not, by Dr. Seuss. And what I feel like he means is change is only by what people feel needs to be changed in this country.
Round of applause for both teams.